My next guest is finally making his UFC debut. He's going to be taking on Alan Jouban at UFC 255 on November 21st. It is the Night Train, Jared Gooden, I should say, joining me here on the program. Jared, how's it going, man?
Everything's going great, man. You messed up my name. No, I was just playing. Everything is great, man. I get that all the time. I get emails from the UFC about Jared Gooden, man.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my apologies on that. There is a Jared Gooden featherweight fighter, but hopefully people won't mix that up like I just did. But congratulations, man. This is actually the first time you've had a chance to talk since you signed with the UFC. I know you were supposed to make your debut earlier this year, but first off, just how excited were you just a couple months ago, getting that call? Because I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, oh my gosh, bro. Like, I remember, I'll never forget, it was right after training, and my phone rang. My boy Pete called me, and he told me that I got signed, and I felt like the world came from underneath me, bro. I was so happy, man. Like, it's like getting I felt like a kid on Christmas morning getting what he's been wishing for, you know what I mean? But like 10 times better, bro. It was awesome. I just can't wait to go out there and perform.
And it wasn't with a bit of adversity. I know you're supposed to make your debut back in August against Dwight Grant. I know you had an injury there, and then you get rebooked against Alan Jouban, who actually, interestingly enough, fought Dwight Grant last. What was the injury for those who might not know what happened in that debut?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't like to talk about my injuries, man, because I'm gonna lie to you. I'm the kind of fighter where if they talk about it, I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think I've heard Jouban coming back from knee surgery. Dude, I'm going for it. I'm not
right. No, fair enough. I like the honesty on that. That's true. That's a good point, because like you reveal your injuries. Okay, well let's play a little hypothetical here. How serious was the injury, and how long were you out of the gym for? I think we can start there.
Man, it was thankfully it wasn't that serious. It was serious enough where I had to sit down for a few weeks, man, and that was the worst thing ever, bro. I'm having to pull out of my debut, and it was going to be August 22nd. Man, that really hurt, bro. Like, I remember, like, Coach came over to talk to me, and he was like, I think you should pull out the fight. I was like, man, Coach, I don't even pull out of bitches, bro. Why? You know what I mean? So I couldn't sleep it, man. It was crazy, man. So I found like I had to, because I was in bad shape, bro. But I'm doing a lot better. I'm back to training, and again, I'm just so excited about this opportunity, and I can't wait to make the most of it. Alan Jouban is an amazing fighter. I've been watching him for a very long time. Now I've just watched him with the fighter's eye, you know what I mean? Just because I have to now start picking him apart. And it's just, he's a great fighter, and I can't wait to go out there and just perform and just have fun with him, you know what I mean? Like, this is a game. This isn't a job. This is a game to me, you know what I mean? I'm having fun, and I just can't wait to go out there and just press buttons and hope I win.
And I sort of talked about it off the top there. I mean, you have a lot of experience. It's not like you're some Contender Series guy with 4 fights and you're making your debut. I mean, you've been there. You've been in big fights before in the regional scene. How much do you think that will pay dividends for you when you're under the bright lights in the UFC, because you've already been in big opportunities before?
Honestly, I can't answer that, because the reason I say that is because I haven't been under the UFC life. You know what I mean? Like, again, like I said, getting the opportunity. Like I said, I felt like a kid on Christmas morning times 10. You know what I mean? So I can't wait until I'm actually in the cage, feeling the ground, seeing the 3 letters UFC on the ground, and then staring across Alan Jouban. I can't say, oh, it's not gonna affect me at all. Like, I'm lying. You know what I mean? I hate guys that it's gonna affect me, I'm sure, and I just hope I'm able to channel it to my benefit. You know what I mean? To just a better performance out there against Alan Jouban. You know what I mean? I just can't wait to go out.
Well, let me ask you this. When was the last UFC card you attended live? Because I'm sure when you're in there, even as a fan, you sort of get an idea of the atmosphere. Have you been to a UFC card recently over the last couple of years?
Man, I'll never forget. The last UFC I went to was UFC 201 when they were here in Atlanta. That's when, oh my God, Tom Woodley knocked out Robbie Lawler. Oh my gosh, I was so heartbroken. Because Robbie Lawler is he's a legend, bro. But he's like an MMA God of War. You know what I mean? And that's still active. And I'm excited. I was excited for that fight. And yeah, I was sitting there watching that whole card, and just I knew I belonged there, if that made sense. You know what I mean? Just in the UFC. And now I'm finally here. But man, like I said, it was a great card. And yeah, man, like I said, even sitting there watching the fights, that affects me. So yeah, I know it's gonna get to me. Like I said, I know I'm going to channel it to a better performance.
And you talked a bit about the injury there. When did you actually get back in the gym and were able to train sort of full time, like the way you wanted to? Was it shortly after August, or when were you back in there?
So I had pulled out August 15th, literally 7 days from the fight. I didn't get back into the gym until late September. Where are we in? We're in October already, right? Yeah. So late. And yeah, man, just like the doctor told me, I took it slow. And I'm really glad about that. I took it slow, and so like I have no problems anymore, and I'm just excited. You know what I mean? I've gotten I'm learning new stuff from my coach, and just I'm finally like what's funny. The biggest thing people talked about me is that I don't have footwork, and you know what I mean, or they say I have sloppy footwork. That's just to my advantage. I mean, that's great. You'll never be able to time what I'm about to do. You know what I mean? I have awkward timing, and so I don't think that was a bad thing. I see that's a great thing. I can't wait to go out there and again shine.
How much stock do you put in his layoff and the fact that he's getting up there in age? I know you worry more about what you bring to the table, but do you think that'll be a factor in there just because we haven't seen him in a while in the cage and he is getting up there?
It's funny. People talk about ring rust. Like some people believe in it, some people don't. I believe it affects on the person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I've heard Jouban's already talking about retirement, and he's been off for 2 years. I believe it's going to affect him too. You know what I mean? But he's been here. You know what I mean? I think he's a 10 or a 12 fight UFC vet. He's been here. Yeah, the layoffs I think it's going to bother him, but he's still been under the lights. You know what I mean? He still went out there and performed. He's gotten rocked and still come back and win fights. So yeah, I think it will affect him. But again, he's shown that he knows how to harness it and use it to his advantage. Again, I'm just going to go out there and be more dominant. You know what I mean? When I see myself on paper against Alan Jouban, I believe I'm better. I'm more well-rounded. He is a great stand-up fighter. Great stand-up fighter, you know what I mean? I think he's 16-7, 11 knockouts, 5 decisions. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's a great record, you know what I mean? But out of all those wins, he's supposed to be a black belt, no submission wins, you know what I mean? I have knockouts, I have submissions, I have doctor stoppages, you know what I mean? I have people verbally quitting out there on me. So I believe I'm more well-rounded. I'm going to get the win. I don't say rounds, but I believe it's going to be dominant. It's just going to be vicious, and I can't wait for everybody to know who I am.
And you talked a bit about some of the coaching and some of the things you've improved on. What about bodies in the gym? Who are you getting to work with? Who's helping you prep for this fight?
Man, I'm training a lot in Fusion XL. I'm going down to Orlando, Florida, learning from Julian Williams and Philip Rowe, who's also in the UFC. Trying to think about the guys. Oh my gosh, I see him in my mind, but I can't think of his name right now. Woo!
No worries, I put you on the spot. You thought the fight was tough. Wait till you try and answer your training partners.
Oh, for real? I remember their name. Rodolfo Vera, man, great world class jiu-jitsu guys. Man, like I said, I'm improving everywhere, and yeah, man, I'm glad I'm able to go to Fusion XL and learn under Julian Williams and all the coaches there, man. They're geniuses, and I'm just glad they've taken me under their wing. Yeah,
what was the connection there? How did you end up training there?
I fought Julian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's funny, man. He beat me the worst I've ever beaten. For 3 rounds, I couldn't do nothing. Literally, he just kept beating me. He's the reason my nose is broken. I don't know if y'all can tell.
A little bit, yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but you did, so there you go.
It's a little pushed that way, but it was all the way pushed this way in the fight. And in the garage of the fight, my coach tried to center it up and missed, as you see. So yeah, me and Julian fought in 2017, and he raped me for 3 rounds, bro. It was bad. He couldn't finish me, but he just put it on me for 3 rounds. He got it was 30-24 the decisions were, bro, and it was just bad. But even while beating me, he saw the potential in me. You know what I mean? And him and Philip Rowe invited me to come down there and train with him. And again, that's just astonishing to me. That's not ironic. It's iconic that he's now my coach. You know what I mean? That he destroyed me in our fight for 3 rounds, and now he's my coach. You know what I mean? And Julian Williams is a phenomenal fighter. I think he's 14-1. You know what I mean? The guy is phenomenal. He's a genius. And again, I can't say enough. I'm just glad to learn from this guy.
Very cool. I love that about martial arts, where you can fight someone, beat the crap out of each other, and then you guys, train together or whatever. And I think, like you said, it's kind of interesting how it all sort of worked out that way. In terms of the fight booking, when did you find out about this fight? Like, did you get plenty of notice? Was this like a proper camp for you, or is it a little bit short notice?
I got plenty of notice. I'm pretty sure I signed a contract before I started training.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, so you had plenty of notice, which is good, right? So.
Oh, yeah, I had plenty of notice. You know what I mean? Great card, and the opponent for my debut. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Again, I am a huge fan of Alan Jouban. I don't believe I let the stars. I don't think I'll get starstruck out there. You know what I mean? I can't wait to now I can't wait to punch him in the face. You know what I mean? Even though I've watched him most of his career in the UFC, it's awesome, and now I just can't wait to go out there and play with him. You know what I mean? It's gonna be awesome, and it's just gonna be an awesome night. And I thank the UFC for the opportunity. You know what I mean? I think for matchmaking. I love the test. You know, again, he's like a 12-fight UFC vet. This is my debut. Thank you for the test, and I can't wait to go out there and pass this flying color.
You mentioned Julian. Who else is going to be in your corner for this fight? I imagine Julian is.
Oh, yeah, I got Julian, and so far right now it's just Julian and my manager James. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a lot of coaching. You know what I mean? I need one person. Yeah, like we all need a coach out there to see what we need. You know what I mean? Like because they're the eagle eye is the way I see it. But I'm in the cage. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times coaches tell fighters the wrong thing. Oh, you should do this, but then the fighter does what he wants and gets the knockout. You know what I mean? Or gets the win however he wants, and that's how I see it. You know what I mean? I'm in there. In between rounds, please tell me what you see I need to improve on or anything like that. But when I'm in there, and like I said, I don't need a lot of coaching, man. I'm just going there and handle business. Like we do this, we train all day. You know what I mean? Like I train to beat up people, man. It's funny when people go to fights and their coach is yelling at them in the fight. It's like, dude, if you have to yell at me or yell at your fighter, obviously y'all didn't prepare for this fight stuff. You know what I mean? So I think it's hilarious.
Good stuff, man. Downtime. I know you're not getting much of it right now, but what are you doing in between training sessions? Are you playing any video games or watching any Netflix, anything like that?
That's all I'm doing is playing video games, bro.
What are you on right now? What are you playing?
Oh, I'm replaying Ghost. I always say it wrong. Tsushima or Hiroshima. I'm always saying it wrong.
No worries.
But that game, I've already went through and beat it, and now I'm playing it again and I'm making sure I play all the little mini missions or side missions so I can get even stronger. A great game. It's like the best way to describe it is like samurai Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I love the free roam. I love the weapons and just the art of how they got down to samurai, how he moves and uses his sword. It's an amazing game. I recommend it to everybody. And I'm also playing The Last of Us Part 2, playing that again. Great story. That was awesome. Have you played any of those yet, man?
I'm an old school guy. I got to get caught up on these newer games. I don't even have. I think the newest system I have is like a Switch, but other than that, it's I got to get caught up. I don't have the Xbox, PS5. I got a son. It's tough to get the video game time in, you know. So
I feel you. Hey, man, congrats on the son, man. That's awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's can't say that would be a podcast in itself talking about fatherhood. It's the best thing ever. So
you gonna get him into gaming when he's older?
Of course, he's already in game. I got an old Sega Genesis upstairs. He's playing that.
My dude, that's awesome.
I got to teach him the history. I got to show him how tough video games were when I was growing up. It was a little bit tougher than some of the ones now. Although there's like way more to these games now. Like you said, there's missions and all this stuff. We never had that back then, but they were still damn tough games. Like a lot of them. So. Oh
yeah, man! Like you got to take him to the Super Nintendo next, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Super Nintendo, N64. Then you build them up. PlayStation, PS2. We'll get there. It's just baby steps, right? So there you go. But I'll tell you what people got to tune into, man. This fight, UFC 255, November 21st. Jared, so glad to see you get this opportunity. This has got Fight of the Night written all over it. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you, brother. You can find me on Instagram. It's the Night Train, NITE Train MMA 23. You can find me on Facebook, Jared Night Train Gooden. My sponsors, I want to give a shout out to Joseph Corson. Thank you, brother, for always being in my corner. I want to give a shout out to Self Athletics. My boy Luke Moore. He's an amazing strength and conditioning coach. Man, again, shout out to Julian Williams. Shout out to X3 Fusion XL. Thank you guys for housing me and letting me train under you guys and to go out here for this fight and perform. Man, I just can't wait to go out here and do work.